1998. That's when I met my husband. So, and that is when we got married. Actually, I got him the years before, but we married in 98. And we were given cows, over 50 cows, but we collected only 30. And his background was coming from the area in Uganda where they don't maybe treasure cows. I don't know what to say, but he didn't know what to do. So I told him, yeah, we can buy a piece of land and we'll put our cows there and we start from there. He's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. So that is how we acquired this piece from our savings, and that was around 2000.
When you listen to Betty Kasabiti Mbaziira's wedding story, you may think otherwise what you should offer to a friend or relative as a wedding present. On her wedding day in 1999, Mbaziira, who hails from Kiruhura district, was given 30 cows as a wedding present. This seems like a norm for people who hail from the western region of Uganda, but Mbaziira and her husband did not sell off the cattle, but they too literally didn't see this as a business. The 49-year-old passionate farmer started off as a dealer with various telecom companies, and that is where her turning point was.
Salon business, and then was in a dealership business of Uganda Telecom and MTN. But after 5 years, the business was going down, and would end up coming here to sell my cows to pay the rent. Then I realized I was not doing business. And then, yeah, so that's why I decided to do farming after trying the business in Kampala, in the shops. When you're in those shops, you're only doing business for the owner of the building, because you pay rent, you work for rent. And yeah, I did that for 5 years, and I know what it means.
Through this hustle, Mbaziira was hit by the news of the death of her husband in 2003, who left her with 3 young children. Rearing cows, which was a hobby, had to turn into a business, but the transition to get where she is today took her 20 years.
I do love farming, and I do love what I am doing. To start this business of yogurt, I had a young family in Kampala that I was bringing up after the demise of my husband. That was in 2003. So I was left with a family of very young children who are still going. The last born was 2 years. Yeah. So, and I was buying milk from Kampala because I couldn't be here. Some of them were still in Kampala schools. So I had to be there and be here. I would buy milk, a liter of milk in Kampala by then was 1,800. Meanwhile, I was selling mine at 200. The highest was 220 or even 180, so it was practically a donation. So that is how I decided to actually do something, because I was donating my milk. In other words, I was buying my liter at 1,000 to 2,000 shillings, which I am selling at 200. So I was losing money. So that is how I left the other businesses in Kampala and started concentrating. So I put in more effort after all my kids went to boarding schools.
Today, Mbaziira owns the famous Our Yogurt line, whose product is sold across western and central Uganda. With over 80 milking cows, she has constructed a yogurt processing unit at her farm, from which the yogurt is processed and spread across tens of supermarkets. She processes about 850 liters of yogurt per day. Her 38-acre piece of land in Isinjiro district is surrounded by grazing land. The farm has a main house where she lives. Another structure about 100 meters from the main house is used for processing yogurt. Her farm office is attached to a milking parlor about 50 meters from the yogurt house, plus a calf pen about 20 meters from the office and a milking parlor. Mbaziira has been keeping cows here for over 20 years. To build up this empire, Mbaziira employs a committed team.
I do have different types. I do, as you know, like there's an enterprise of farming as in itself, and then there is yogurt, which is an independent. It is attached to the thing that I'm doing, but it is an independent business on its own also. So it has 8 staff who are in a processing, distribution, and receiving. Then I also have 4 who are for cows. Yeah, the one for grazing, feeding them, taking care of them. Then there is another one, the 5th one, for the sector of cows, who is in charge of calves. Yeah, the young ones, have they taken water? Have they eaten? Is there anyone that is sick? Like that, yeah. So those are 8, 5, those are practically 13. And then the manager.
The value addition gives Mbaziira high yields amidst challenges.
We processed over 9,000 liters. Some months we do well, some months we do badly. The months that we do well are the months when the kids are back to school, are back home in the holidays. Yeah, there is. So we know that there are those days. And also the other months that we do well is during the drought season, is when yogurt is consumed most. Yeah. And then the months that we do lower, where the worst months are the rainy seasons. And yet that is where, actually, when the milk is low. The cost of milk is low, but the consumption is less.
The profits are not that bad at all.
Our net profits are like 1,900 per liter. Yeah. So we sometimes make 24 million, sometimes we do 15, sometimes we do 36, but as of now I still put it back. Yeah, because I still have a lot to do.
Betty Mbaziira emerged the winner of the 2018 Best Farmers Awards, becoming the first woman to win the annual competition since it started 5 years ago.